talk about how we can begin our journey with Windows 365 Enterprise Cloud PC using Microsoft Intune. So before we start, let me quickly introduce about me, myself, Vaishnav. I have working in IT industry almost 12 years and expertise in SCCM, Intune, Windows 365 and automation. And I write and impart my knowledge via HTMD community. And this is my LinkedIn handle. So you can feel free to follow me over here as well. About my agenda, so first we will check out what is Windows 365, and the next one is prerequisites of Windows 365, and after that we'll check what is available Windows 365 editions and what exactly a cloud PC is. Then we will jump into a quick demo and start create and assignment of the new provisioning policy, and as well as we'll check a new user settings, how we can easily create it in Intune portal. And after that, once we configured, we'll check how the Windows 365 Enterprise Cloud PC experience is. And at the end, we have a Q&A session. You can feel free to ask your question. All right. So why I took this topic is when we are conducting our mentorship program, and also a lot of folks ask how we can start a Windows 365 experience in our Intune 10, and so is it chargeable, or maybe we need to take an additional license? Of course, we have to take an additional license to achieve the same, but Microsoft is providing a 1 month of trial for all these Windows 365 license, and as you already aware, there is Intune license and Azure AD Entra ID P1 license and all available for trial purchase, the initial month's trial purchase. So that's the aim of this topic. And again, I am not going to cover the architecture scenarios and all. It kind of a quick session, and maybe in the upcoming session, I'll try to cover all those aspects as well. So we'll check what is Windows 365 is. So Windows 365, as you already aware, it's a SaaS solution, cloud-based software as a service solution that automatically create a new type of Windows virtual machine, also known as cloud PCs for end users. So the cloud PC let the user to access either Windows 10 or Windows 11 from various devices. You can be access these Windows cloud PC from Windows device, iOS and Android. And Windows 365 offers various solutions to support the organization for all sizes with multiple deployment options tailored with specified rules and needs. So that's how broad Windows 365 is. And Windows 365 with multiple, again, the Windows 365 will provide the productivity, security, and collaboration with the benefit of Microsoft 365. And today we're gonna talk about the Intune solution, Intune as an example. Yeah. And here I just mentioned about the prerequisite of Windows 365, how we can start Windows 365 in Intune. A valid and working Intune tenant should require, and the other thing is you must have an Intune license to use Intune to manage devices. And you have to keep in mind, for incorporate with Intune, we have to take Windows 365 enterprise licenses. So user must have the license for Windows E3 for the Windows license and Intune license, and on top of that Entra P1. I think in most of the licenses Entra ID P1 is already added. And additionally, we have to take the Windows 365 license. So either it will be enterprise, business, or frontline. But today we're gonna talk about the enterprise one to use their cloud PC. And to be added in the Microsoft security group, so we have to assign these licenses or the provisioning policy to a set of users. So we have to create an Entra ID security group to provisioning to assign the provisioning policy to use their cloud PC. So additionally, I will also show you a quick user settings, how we can configure a quick user settings to use the same. And in the admin role point of view, user must be an Intune administrator and Microsoft Entra ID or the Windows 365 administrator to provision the cloud PC. So these are the few requirements or the prerequisite, whatever you call it as, are required to use Windows 365. And there are few available editions in Windows 365. The first one is the regular one, which is Windows 365 Business. It simplifies, as I already stated in the slide, it simplifies the deployment and is made specifically to use a smaller company, and the size is up to 300 seats and all to get a ready to use cloud PC. How we are using a hardware device or the normal laptop. So similar way, the device should be in cloud. There won't be there won't be any additional settings, but you can use as a personal computer or something like that. And here we comes with the Windows 365 Enterprise. This is mainly for corporate scenarios, and it is for the larger companies who want unlimited seat to create cloud PC, and it included option to create a custom cloud PC based on the device images that you create, and uh, it will also give a more management option. So that also we will check it detail in our demo, and it is fully integrated with Microsoft Intune. And the other available edition is Windows 365 Frontline. So this helps to organize the organization to save the cost by providing a single license to proven up to 3 cloud PC for non-concurrent use, which means rather than going for three separate licenses for 3 cloud PC, if you are able to take Windows 365 Frontline, so in one license you can accommodate 3 licenses. I mean three cloud PCs. Yeah, and there are many cases where user need cloud PC access for a limited time per day. So this is mainly focused on the I mean um, shift workers. They have different shifts, so they can easily purchase one frontline license, and they can accommodate all these three shift workers in that one license itself. And the other option or the other edition available is Windows 365 Government. It's a service that span regulator US government community cloud GCC and the public facing cloud. This is something like regulated community, I mean the US government community cloud, mainly focusing on. Now we'll check what is a cloud PC is. As we already stated, a cloud PC is highly available, optimized and scalable virtual machine to provide end user to rich Windows desktop experience. So it would be hosted in Windows 365 service, and it is accessible from anywhere for anywhere and on any device as well. And in Windows 365 Enterprise, Business, and Government, what user will get a one-on-one relationship with the cloud PC, and it's their own personal PC in the cloud. It's something like it's dedicated one. And with Windows 365 Frontline, as we already stated in the previous slide, multiple user can non-concurrently. So we have to check that a particular term. We have they can't use concurrently. It's non-concurrently access a single cloud PC. That's how they can save the license cost and all. And the other thing is user can connect I mean user can connect their cloud PC by using the URL https windows365.microsoft.com in browser, or they can utilize a Windows app, the Windows app that is compatible with Windows, Mac, iOS, and Android for desk-based users. And there is an additional Windows link, so it's kind of a integrated CPU. So if you have that Windows link device, so they can connect securely with Windows 365 PC in seconds. So those are the options available in cloud PC. And now we'll check what is the user settings. I already mentioned we can also create a user settings for our provisioning policy or the cloud PC what we create in Intune. So we have to set certain options when we are creating the user settings. So I'll just explain what exactly it is. So first option will be enable the local admin. So it basically enables the user to assign group to elevate a local administrator access for their own cloud PCs. And this permission can apply at the user level. So if I have a cloud PC and if I am enabling this particular settings, I will be the local administrator of that cloud PC. And the other option is enable user to reset their cloud PC. So if this particular settings is enabled, user have a rights to reset their they will show an option to reset their cloud PC in Windows app, and as well as if they are accessing in web browser also, they can have that option. And the resetting wipes and reprovisioning the cloud PC, it is mainly using for resetting and wiping and reprovisioning their cloud PC for them for themselves, and deleting all the users and data and apps. So this is mainly based on that concept. And the other option is allow user to initiate restore service. So there is an additional option we can give access to user if this particular settings is enabled. So each user assigned group can be restored their own cloud PC to an available backup version. So we have certain configuration, an additional configuration on what is the frequency of the restore interval or restore timestamp, that also we can able to configure in the Intune portal. And there is an additional optional add-on, that is crossover disaster recovery configuration and the disaster the disaster recovery for Cloud Plus. So these are the two options available. This option is basically leveraging to protect their cloud PC during the regional outages. So how we are configuring the DR in our environment, it's similar way, and it's all the maintenance, everything will be taken care by Windows 365 itself. And in the user settings also, we have to check few points. So the settings can be applied before or after the cloud PC is assigned. So that is the good thing, right? So if I'm not configuring the settings during the initial during the provisioning time of the cloud PC, I can assign the policy after the cloud PC provisioning or any time. So once it is applied, it changes the settings to take effect when user is logged on. So if I am a user, I already logged in my cloud PC. So in that time, if I am changing some uh, setting changes, user setting changes, if the user is currently logged in, so they must sign out and then sign in again to see that particular changes. So that is one important point. And the user settings don't apply for Windows Frontline Cloud PC in shared mode. So the user settings won't be applied for Windows 365 Frontline in Frontline Cloud PC in shared mode. And there is another dedicated one. So there it is supported. I think that's all I have in my slide, and let's jump into a quick demo, everything from scratch. So this is, I just uh, logged in my M365 admin center. So I'll just show you how we can start. If once you log into your M365 admin center, if you don't have a license, don't worry, you have to go to marketplace, this option, and simply search Windows 365 here. So we can see a lot of products available here, licensed products. So we have to just search with Windows 365. And if you scroll a little bit down, you can see the Windows versions I just explained. So Windows Enterprise, Windows 365 Enterprise, Windows 365 Business, Frontline, everything. So what you have to do is, if you going to take the enterprise for just for a trial, click on details, and there is a specific SKU is only assigned for trial. So if you can click here and go with these two CPU, 8 GB RAM and 128 GB memory, disk space. If you click here, right now it's showing as buy because we already took this free license capability, so it is not able to visible here. So I'll show you the other option. I'll show you the similar option with the other Windows edition. So I'm taking Frontline. So if you click on details, I believe we didn't take this trial license for Frontline, and if you go with this particular queue, right? So you can see 2 CPU, 8 GB RAM, 128 GB. So you can you can have an app option to start free trial. So in here in the I button, you can see the start trial include 1 month free license. So once you add this particular license, so consider now I just showed you in Frontline. Consider it's an enterprise one. So you a tenant already have this license, and you can use all the capabilities of Windows 365 uh, for free on your tenant for almost 1 month. And after that it will be pay as you go subscription, and you can go with that option accordingly. So once you enable this one or start the trial, I don't want to start the trial right now. So basically what will happen, so if you go to your Intune tenant, so initially, if you are not taking that took that license, so initially it will be showing something like this. You don't have that option to you don't have this option here in Intune portal. But once you have the license available, devices, I mean the Windows 365 node, something like this. Now what I'll do is, since I already mentioned I already have a license, so I'll just go to the license option over here. And also ensuring I already have the different other license as already mentioned in our prerequisite part. So as you can see, one license is not assigned. I mean, one license is not assigned. So that is, I just kept it for this demo. So actually, what we need to do is we need to assign this license to certain set of user or groups. For now, I'm not assigning these license. First, what I'll do is I will go to Intune Admin Center, Intune portal, and try to create a new provisioning policy from scratch. So click on Devices, Windows 365, and Provisioning Policy. As you can see right now, four I mean cloud PCs are available, and I'll try to create my fifth cloud PC here. So for that, I'll click on Provisioning Policy, click on Create New Policy, and I'll give a meaningful name. So Windows 365, I think, yeah, Provisioning Policy Demo. So I'll go with that naming convention, and you can see the license type, the enterprise is available, and in even Frontline also. So if I choose Frontline, it will give a validation error because we don't have enough license to accommodate the same. So I'll go with the enterprise one, and now we can have an option to check the join type details. To start with, we can always go with Microsoft Entra Join, and the network type is Microsoft hosted network. So you don't want an additional Azure subscription to use a separate Azure network connection. So we'll go with Microsoft Entra Join, and the network type is Microsoft hosted network. And the geography is, since it's always good to give the same geographical area where you are into tenant reside. So mine is India, so I'll choose India. And the region is, if you have multiple regions, so right now India have one region, central India. If you have multiple region, or in future also maybe Windows 365 leverage other regions, so it's better to choose automatic, and that is the recommended option. And there is an additional add-on here, so use Microsoft Entra single sign-on, which means a single user prompt can authenticate user to log in with your Windows 365 cloud PC. So I'll just click yes here. So we just gave the name Windows 365 provisioning policy demo, and configured all these things, and click on next. And here we need to select the image. So image, in the sense, we have two images. One is gallery image, which is already pre-configured by Microsoft itself, and we also have the custom image. Custom image, in the sense, you have to create your custom image from Azure portal. So I'll go with the gallery image, and I will click on select. You can able to see the available images and the version, and there is two categories. Windows 11 and 10 Enterprise Edition only, and we can also have plus Microsoft 365 apps. So I'll probably go with Windows 11 Enterprise plus M365 app 24h2, and you can also see Windows 11 over, I mean Windows 10 22h2 over here. I think it will be reside up to October. So after that, there won't be any support for Windows 10. So I'll select Windows 11 Enterprise plus M365 app 24h2. Select yes, and here we comes the configuration. And regarding the Windows settings, we have very few options to configure. The first option is language and region, which means you have to select a language and region for your cloud PC. So I'll go with the default option. We have different regions already available in this drop down, and the cloud PC naming. So if you are leaving these settings as it is, it will name starting with CPC hyphen the username and the random character, etc. But if you really want to do a naming convention or for your cloud PC, so you have to click this box here, and you can able to see what is the naming template you have to follow. So it stated that create a unique name for your device, and name must be 5 letter to 15 character, character to 15 character, and also contain letters, numbers, and hyphens. And name cannot be included blank spaces, and use this phrase, right? Percentage username percentage with the character name, and the first X character of the name use the randomized, I mean the randomized characters, and we have to mention which how many character we need to use in the randomized characters also. And I will give a custom configuration over here. So probably I'll give W36, sorry, W365 hyphen the username. I mean, yeah, username, and how many character in your username it need to take. So ideally it should be 15. It won't be exceed more than 15 characters. So I'll go with I think I can go with 4%, and after that put an hyphen, and here the random character. So RAND, and put a colon here, and the random character should be 5 letter, so 5 characters. So I'll just mention 5 over there. So you can see it's accepted, and it will start with Windows 365, and whatever the assigned user name, right? It will take the first 4 character of that name, then a randomized 5 characters. So that's how the naming template or the convention will look like. And we can also see the additional service over here. For now, Windows 365 is giving the auto patch additional service. So if you already have an auto patch group available in your tenant, you can set that group, or if you really want to create a separate group, you can create that group and give the option here. But I just want to go with none option here, because you can see manage the update cloud PCs manually, which means it's not managing via auto patch, but we can still leverage the traditional, the normal update ring policy to patch these cloud PCs. So I just want that option. I don't want to use auto patch, but you can use auto patch configuration also over here. Now click on next, and give the scope tag. Since it's a default and test environment, I'll give a default scope tag, and the other option is assignment. So assignment, I'll quickly show you how group I already created. So I'll quickly go to my groups, and I already created a Windows 365 user group. It's a security group, and I just added my user ID, my particular user ID over here. So that group I will add here, Windows 365 365 CPC user and select yes. So keep in mind we only have one license, and that's the reason I just assigned this assignment to only one user. Again, depending upon your license, you can assign that and click next. Now we can review and create the provisioning policy. So it's I just need to review and click on create. So it will create the new provisioning policy. It will take a few seconds to create the same. I think it's created. Yeah, you can see the policy is created and assigned. And the other option, what I was discussing during the PPT presentation regarding the user settings. So this is the user settings pane. So to configure a user settings, click on create and give a name, user settings demo. I will give here. And we have very few options over here. First, we have to enable a local admin. As we already discussed, it will enable your user as an admin for your cloud PC. I'll click yes, I check the box. And the other capability, enable user to reset their cloud PC. So that also I need to provide that rights to users. So I'll also check that option. And here is the point in time restore and service. So we have to allow user to initiate the restore service from their end itself. So I'll check this option, and we discussed this point in detail during our PPT presentation. So I am not going to again explain this thing. And the frequency of restoration point service. So we have options like 4 hours, 6 hours, 12 hours, 16 hours, and 24 hours. So I'll go with the default option 12 hours. And here is the optional and business continuity and disaster recovery settings. So you can have a disaster recovery settings here to enable additional DR for your user settings. If you want to create a crossover or disaster recovery plus, I'll just go with the disaster recovery plus, I believe. Yes. And if you want to leverage this feature, so I'll just click on this useful link. We also need a license for the same. So you have to take a Windows 365 cross region disaster recovery license. So if you take that license only, you have to do the disaster recovery for your cloud PC. So that is one point to note. I just configure this one, and the network type will go with the Microsoft hosted network, and the geography, as we already mentioned, always configure with your requirement, and the region is always configure with automatic. So that is the recommended one, and allow user to initiate a disaster recovery. So disaster recovery plus will allow you to configure disaster recovery from the user end itself. You can configure that. But if you going for the crossover discovery, it's only allowing it to configure the location, I mean the geography, but it won't allow you to allow user to perform the disaster recovery from their end. So that is one thing. So I'll just go with the plus option and configure the geography as India and region, and allow user to initiate the disaster recovery. Or we can simply exclude these settings. No need to configure these settings as well. It's completely optional. Now I'll click next and assign these user settings to, I think, the same group, Windows 365 CPC user, and select. So now we have our assignment group. Next, and just review the settings once, and once you confirm everything is good, and you can go ahead and create the user setting. It will take 2 seconds to create the same. I believe it's created. Yeah, I think it's created now. So right now we have a brand new provisioning policy and a user settings. But when you check on cloud PC, it's not at all started to provision the cloud PC for us. Why? Because we are not assigned this license to any particular user. So we have to assign this license for a particular user or group from M365 Admin Center. So I'll jump back to M365 Admin Center and click on licenses. On licenses, and as you can see, one license is left. Either you can assign for individual users, but if you are doing it in your corporate environment or in your production environment, or it's always recommend to add a group. So I'll just go with the same group what I already mentioned. So it's Windows 365, right? Yeah, Windows 365 CPC user, and you can have what and all app are turning on when we are configuring this one. Yes, essential commercial and the license Windows 365 Enterprise 4 CPU, 16 GB RAM, 128 GB. That is the license I have. So I'll just assign this license. So it will take couple of seconds or minutes, couple of minutes to complete. So I'll wait for that. So now it's still in progress. So we have to wait few minutes to complete the deployment. So whenever it's completed, it will show as 5 out of 5. If you're taking a trial license, you should only have one license available. So just wait for that particular updation. So once it is successfully assigned, so Intune will Intune will start provisioning the policy. So apart from that, nothing is required. So Intune will assign, detect whatever the settings changes we have done it from the license and from M365 Admin Center. So it will start provisioning the policy here itself. So you can see now maybe it's taking some time to reflect here. So when I jump back to my Intune portal and going to devices, devices and Windows 365, you can able to see Windows 365 provisioning policy is, the cloud PC started provisioning. So you can able to see this one, the package, which provisioning policy it took and everything. So now what I'll do is it will hardly take 15 to 20 minutes to complete the provisioning. For the interest of time, what I'll do is I'll show you one my other cloud PC which is already configured. Even I mentioned about the Windows app, right? So if you have Microsoft Store, so you can just install, search for Windows app, Windows app. You can able to download this Windows app application. So it will easy to manage the cloud PC in better way. And you can also leverage Windows 365.microsoft.com from your browser. So that also possible. So I'll just open. I already have this application installed in my device, and you can see the other PC which I already configured. It is available here, and we can now check the settings whatever we discussed in our PPT presentation. So the first option is just a favorite option, so that is not configuring the user settings. The other option is we can able to restart this cloud PC from user end, and the reset option. I think we talked about the reset option. If you click on reset, it's a complete how we are resetting our devices, laptops. The similar way we can able to, our user can able to reset their PC, and these settings we can control using Windows 365 user settings. So we have this option. If you reset the option, so it will completely reinstall the Windows and remove all your personal files, everything, and will get a complete restored PC. And the other option is restore. Okay, successful. Now you can see we can actually restore as a user. You can actually restore this PC from their end itself. So if you um, click on yes, I want to restore this PC, and you can see over here the um, time interval. As we already mentioned, we have configured 12-hour interval for restore points. So you can see every 12 hour there is a point created. I think starting from 27th or 20, yeah, starting from 27th fifth, it created 12-hour point for uh, 12-hour restore point. So that is one thing. It will be completely restore your PC, and the other option is rename, which means simply rename the PC name. It's not the machine name. It's just a PC name to identify the cloud PC. And the other option is, and the other option um, so inspect connection. So it's really help when we are facing an issue with Windows 365 Cloud PC connection. So actually this option was called before troubleshooting option, something like that. Now it is called as inspect connection. So which will also include checking your cloud PC is ready, or your Windows 365 is working properly or not. And if it found any difficulty, it will try to resolve the detected issue, and it will take some time to inspect. So that message also you can able to see over here. And the other option is pin to taskbar. We can able to pin this one to taskbar, and the view details. You can see the details about our cloud PC, Windows 365, the OS version, and the device name, and the cloud PC name. So as a user, you can only able to change the cloud PC name from here, and the license and the last sign in details also reflecting here. And I think add to task view. This is a great feature actually. If you are adding this as to task view, just add it. I don't know whether it will work. Sometimes it will throw an error. Um, but I'll try to see if I. Okay, there is some error. There is some connectivity error. So what exactly to use that one? I mean in a same like how you are using your normal PC, right? So we can't able to identify whether you the other advantage. And apart from that, I think I just remove it. And this is because of some settings changes I have done it my machine. So that's the reason it's not allowing me to configure the same. Click on settings, and this is basically tells about the normal settings about how we can display the cloud PC. And if you want to go with the all displays, or the single display or separated display, all these things we can, as a end user, you can configure uh, all these settings. So I'll just leave the settings as default, and I'll just try to connect this PC. Just a minute. And now you can see our cloud PC is provisioned successfully. So this is the already provisioned one. So the configure what we just showed in the demo, it will take another 15 to 20 minutes to complete the configuration. And you can confirm few things. I think very few things we need to confirm, because since we already took that Windows 365 app license, M365 app license. So I'll just check whether M365 app is installed or not. Just go to control panel, add and remove program. You can able to see M365 app is installed. And apart from that, all the mandatory settings or the application is installed in this cloud PC. Okay. And the other thing, yeah. Once it is enrolled, it will also enroll to your Intune tenant as well. For to check that, click on settings, accounts, and click on work for school, and you can able to see it's already added to your tenant. It's already enrolled to your tenant, and you can see the policies are flowing through. So you can initiate a thing to get the new policy. In fact, I believe I didn't assign much policy in this cloud PC. So that's how the experience of cloud PC and how we can configure cloud PC easily, very easily using Microsoft Intune, and we'll just see whether it's configured. Again, it will take time, as I already mentioned. It will take time. So once it is configured, it will show it as provisioned successfully, and in the device also, it will reflect as a new device. So that's how we can easily configure Windows 365 or Windows 365 Cloud Enterprise Cloud PC in your environment. And I think that's all I have for today. And